from the campus of Murray State University, it's The Valley on ESPN. Today, it's college football as the Murray State Racers take on the 15th-ranked Missouri State Bears. I'm Drayton Charlton Parent alongside Casey Brockman, and we welcome you to today's broadcast. Now, Casey, the Murray State Racers have lost 6 in a row, whereas the Missouri State Bears on a 7-game win streak. What do you think is going to happen today?
You know, I think it'll be an interesting game. It'll be a fun game. I think managing the weather, a little rainy, a little cloudy, so managing the weather, who can hold on to the football and limit the turnovers, I think is going to be a big key in today's game. Yeah,
limiting turnovers will be a big part of today's game. Now let's take a look at the quarterbacks for each team. For Murray State University, they have Jaden Johansson. He's been struggling a little bit through the air. 6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, only 1,156 yards on the season. Now, for Missouri on a 7-game win streak, they just need to continue to drive the ball down the throats of opposing defenses, and they are so good throughout the air. Jacob Clark, an All-American nominee quarterback, having a sensational year, over 2,700 yards on the season, 21 touchdowns. Not much of a runner, 60 rushing attempts, only 53 rush yards, which is kind of an interesting stat. But anyway, back to kick, Yusuf Obeid for the Bears, and football is underway here at Roy Stewart Stadium. And that kick is going to go to the back of the end zone, touchback, Murray State football. Now, Casey, what do you expect out of the Racers in this first drive? Yeah, and Murray State start off with a handoff to Jawan Northington, and Northington gets down at around the 50-yard line, and a great run to start the game for fake it to Northington, and that's Johansson. J.J. O'Neal with a hard hit on Johansson. J.J. O'Neal, such a hard hitter for this defense, a great safety for the Bears.
Got the back door on the first play. That one Johansson kept for a 2-yard gain.
Johansson in the shotgun, fakes the handoff. And is that going to be caught? Yes, it is. That is going to be number 2 for the Racers, J.K. Carter.
Let's see what the Racers have in store.
Juice Hill at quarterback. Racers in a wildcat formation. And Juice Hill going to try to make a move. And he's going to break a few tackles, and he's going to get down for a loss of about 3 yards. And an interesting
see what they can do with the football after this punt.
And that punt is going to land around the 10-yard line. And Missouri State going to get the ball at around the 10-yard line to start their first drive of the game.
Two of the receivers, all about over 500 or 600 yards receiving, so it's hard for the defense to kind of say, hey, we're going to shut this guy down and make others beat us. When you got 2 or 3 different options, makes it tough on defenses.
And they're going to go with an empty set. Clark drops back, looking for Hunter Wood over the middle, and a rare drop from Hunter Wood to start the drive. Clark in the shotgun. Tight end motion to the other side. Now they got Robinson in motion. And the handoff to Jacardier Wright, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards. Empty set for Missouri State. Now we talked about Jacardier Wright, has 666 rush yards on the year. A very impressive back for the Bears. Clark is going to drop back, trying to find some space. And the Racers going to bring him down. Looks like a gain of about 1. Kayvon Reed on the tackle. And they're going to say that Clark was short. Let's take a look at this replay.
You know, good job by the Racers secondary. Doing enough to stop all. It was a 5-wide empty formation, so good job by the Racer defense covering everybody up, forcing Clark to pull it down and run, and Racers were able to get a 3rd down stop.
And a deep punt for the Bears, and a fair catch call by Juice Hill. Your current score is still 0-0 early on in the first quarter. We'll get right back to you after the break. You're watching ESPN+. Welcome back to Roy Stewart Stadium. Murray State football. Jaden Johansson in the shotgun. He's going to get it out to Kai Galbraith. Galbraith breaking a tackle and is going to get brought down behind the line of scrimmage for about a loss of 2 yards.
But Missouri State didn't bite on the underneath screen there to Galbraith.
Qdarius Jennings in the backfield. Kai Galbraith in motion. Fakes the handoff to Galbraith. Johansson finds Q Jennings, and Jennings with a big catch. Gain of about 15 yards. Ball now getting marked around the 43-yard line.
Yeah, let's come back to that play after this. Murray State's going fast, but we'll come back to that play here in a second.
Johansson looking for the call. And now Neely and Galbraith going to switch sides of the field. And the ball's given to Jennings. And Jennings is going to find his way for about 3 yards.
The running back just running wide open down the seam for a huge gain. Great play call there by Jimmy Ogle.
Racers going back to the Wildcat formation. Juice Hill taking the snap. And he's going to give it to Kaiwan Morgan, who's brought down for about a loss of 2 yards.
The Bears defense honest.
Galbraith in motion. Now Jennings in motion. Johansson taking the snap. Finding some space to Johansson on the run. And he's going to slide down around the 32-yard line. Are they going to give him the first down? And it looks like they're going to call him just short.
Hey, that's one with, if you're Johansson, you just want to ensure that you get the first down. And as the referee, they spot that ball where he starts the slide. So he started the slide a little too early. Now it's 4th and short.
Johansson's going to get it out to Galbraith, making a man miss. And Galbraith going to pick up the first down for the Racers. A nice catch and run for Kai Galbraith.
Here, they're doing a few different things that they haven't shown on film.
The Racers showing some creativity in their pre-snap alignments. Johansson going to throw it back to Galbraith. He's going to fall as he catches it.
And their defense wants to be, obviously, 2nd and long. Make Murray State beat them with the pass, downfield pass, and not just these bubble screens that they've shown early.
Jennings in motion. Johansson drops back, and he fires to Hill. And Hill made an unbelievable grab, but was he in bounds? And the officials are going to say no. An incomplete pass for Johansson, but a
range, you want to at least get a chance to make a field goal here to go up 3-0.
Johansson now trying to find some space, and he's going to get wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, and a sack for the Bears. And making that play was Jalen Williams, the 6'4", 270 senior out of Overland Park, Kansas.
Yeah, and right on cue. Actually, so that was a designed quarterback run there. Doesn't look like it, but that was a designed quarterback run. Good job. Missouri State's defensive line is causing some big issues early, and I think that's you can see that in Murray State's game plan, trying to get the ball on the edge and the perimeter, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands to give him a chance.
And now James London with an opportunity to get some points on the board. He hit a 55-yarder last week against South Dakota State, and that field goal is going to be good. And Murray State draws first blood in this contest, 3-0. We will get right back to you after the break. You are watching ESPN+. Is Dash Luke for the Bears. And the Racers did a nice job getting on the board in that last drive. Jaden Johansson, 5 for 6 on the day so far. Not too bad, Casey. And a big return from Dash Luke. And he's going to get dragged out by James London around the 40-yard line. And a great return for the Bears.
High-octane offense for Missouri State. It's going to be hard to win if you're just kicking field goals. So let's see if Murray State can get another big stop here. But let's see what Clark does through the air on this drive.
Clark in the shotgun. 2 out to the left side. Clark drops back. And he's going to get it out to Lance Mason, the tight end, and he's going to pick up about 9 yards.
Yeah, that was a great job by Clark. Just a subtle movement in the pocket there. He felt some pressure on his backside there. Just rolled a little bit to the right, bought himself a little bit of time, took his check down to the tight end there. And now that's what good quarterback play does. Now you're 2nd and 1 as opposed to 2nd and 10, or even worse if you'd have taken a sack there.
Lance Mason now only 1 yard away from breaking 500 on the season. He's been such an impressive tight end for the Missouri State Bears. Now Clark looking down the field. And is that going to be a fumble? I think that is a fumble, but it does look like it went out of bounds.
Probably what would have been a Bears touchdown.
Yeah, that was James Black.
And give him a few touches in this drive.
Jacardier Wright with the opportunity to break 700 yards on the season. He is a power back, doesn't have that breakaway speed, but Murray State has been struggling all year on power backs. And right with the carry, and I think he got there. Let's see what the officials say. It looks like he reached over the line. In the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff to right, and he's going to get it out to Hunter Wood for a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, and Wood's their best receiver.
Now, Mason lined up in the wing, and that's going to be a handoff to right, and he's going to get swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No.
Shock me if maybe they try to run here to set themselves up into a 4th and short.
Clark takes the snap, and he's going to look down deep, and he finds his receiver, and that's going to be touchdown Missouri State. On the reception, Jamarie Robinson, the sophomore out of Cocoa, Florida, wide open for the score.
Great play call by Coach Petrino and that offensive staff there. Heck, right before that play, I even said, hey, they may try to set something up, get them in a 4th and short situation by running the ball. That's what everybody in the stadium was thinking. They hard play action, slipped right down the little corner route. There was nobody within 10 yards of the receiver. Great play call, great play design. Now chance to go up 7-3. And
now Yusuf Obeid on the PAT. He's made 36 of the last 36 kicks, make it 37 straight for Yusuf Obeid, the Michigan State transfer. Your current score is Missouri State 7, Murray State 3. We'll get right back to you after the break. You're watching ESPN+. Welcome back to Roy Stewart Stadium, where your current score is Missouri State 7, Murray State 3. Now let's take a look at this last replay. Casey, what'd you see here?
Yeah, just a hard play action fake, and really and truly, Murray State's cornerback, Kevon Reed, right there, just kind of got caught looking in the backfield. He had man coverage on that receiver that was able to slip out of the formation. Again, just undisciplined eyes by Murray State defense there, and that's one, if you're the Racer coaching staff, frustrating because you've played so well so far early on defense, and then one little slip up there, and now you're behind again. So let's see if the offense can go respond here and put up points to make this a 7-6 or 10-7 game. Linebackers are going to come downhill, but as you see, that secondary is just kind of slowly creeping down, trying to stop the run.
And Johansson's going to find Galbraith down the field, and Galbraith's going to get all the way to the 42-yard line.
He plays early on in this game.
Galbraith in motion. And Johansson going to get it out to Cade Neely, the tight end. And Neely going to lower his shoulder and get the first down. And the Racers at the 23-yard line.
Some gaps in this defense, and it's tough Missouri State defense.
And Johansson now 7 of 8 in passing, having the best game of the season so far. And a great catch from Elijah Downing. And it looks like the ref is going to say he was out of bounds.
Let's see on the replay here if the ball hit the ground. Hard to say from that replay there. It does look like that ball probably touched the ground. It looked like all the officials were kind of on the same page there. So 2nd and 10 here. You're about to get in the red zone.
And the handoff to Morgan. Morgan breaking a few tackles. Going to be
their offense. So again, field goals aren't going to win this football game if you're Murray State.
Johansson looking deep for Downing again. And some strong defense there. It looks like the official is talking to the DB to put up another score here in this game, make it a 1-point game. And that kick is end over end for London, and another 3 on the board for the Murray State Racers.
Basically, they're Super Bowl. Now, you got Murray State here, which, if you're a coach, you're worried a little bit about the letdown spot when you have North Dakota State and South Dakota State on deck, which you win both of those games. You know, obviously, there's a case. You can make a case for yourself as, hey, we could have won the national championship had been given the opportunity, but obviously going to the FBS level, there's a pretty neat thing for that program.
Missouri State really just trying to make a statement here in their last few games and prove exactly why they're moving up to FBS. Now, Jacob Clark in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to right. And Wright going to break a few tackles. And a gain of 7 for the Bears.
A lot of different looks to Murray State to see how they're going to respond. That way in the second half they can make those adjustments and know exactly how Murray State's going to line up to their certain looks.
And another empty set out here. 3 to the right side. Clark taking the snap. He's going to get the pass off to Wood. And Wood going to find the first down. Going to be taken down at the 41-yard line. First down, Bears.
Just simple pitch and catch there by a really good quarterback and a really good receiver. And the Racer defense, those are the type of plays that you just can't give up easy slant patterns and things like that, because a good quarterback and a good receiver are going to make you pay on that 7-8 yard gain every time.
Especially when that quarterback is Jacob Clark. And the handoff to Jaden Becks, getting his first carry of the game. Jaden Becks had a 29-yard rushing touchdown.
And Beck is more that shifty side-to-side runner.
And trips to the right side. Left side, sorry. The pass to Blackstrain. And Lovey Jenkins almost had an opportunity to pick it off for the Racers. Blackstrain needs to find a way to haul that ball in.
The third long for the Racers. Let's see if they bring any pressure or stay in coverage.
Wood in motion. Now Clark looking to the sidelines, getting the signal.
It does look like Murray State's just going to play coverage here, not blitz. See what Clark can do with this drop 7 coverage.
And he's going to get the ball out back to Wood, who makes a diving grab at the 48-yard line. Another first down, Missouri State.
Simple sail concept, and what that is that's a go route by the outside receiver. That inside receiver.
State 6. We'll get right back to you after the break. You're watching ESPN+. Stewart Stadium, where the second quarter is about to get underway. Missouri State leading 7-6. Jacob Clark in the shotgun. Robinson in motion. And now Clark going to find Mason. Mason makes a nice move and gets out to around the 42-yard line.
Yeah, great job by the Murray State defense there, sniffing out the screen, because actually Missouri State had a great play call there, ran that into the blitz. Good job by the cornerback there. He actually made the tight end have to get off of his initial landmark and only was able to pick up 5 yards, where that play could have been a big gain.
The Bears now running 12 personnel, 2 tight ends to the right side, 2 receivers on the left side. Clark fakes the handoff to Becks and looks deep for Robinson. And Lovey Jenkins makes a phenomenal play, gets a hand on the ball, and great defense from Lovey Jenkins and the Racers.
Missouri State's 3 for 4. Let's see if Murray State can get a stop here and get off the field.
That is exactly what the Racers want. But Clark with another opportunity here, and he's going to get it out to Wood. And first down, Missouri State. Wood getting brought down at the 33-yard line. And how about that Clark to Wood connection? They've really been showing up tonight.
Yeah, and Coach Petrino, the offensive coordinator for Missouri State, he's done a good job of moving Wood around, making it hard for Murray State to find that matchup, because he's in the slot, he's outside. It's very difficult to find out and double him when he's moving around so much. So, again, just an easy pitch and catch on a 5-yard out route on a simple 3rd and 5. Easy pickup for Missouri State.
Clark with a low snap, gives it to Becks. And Becks going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and a loss of 2.
Try to get some to make Clark uncomfortable here in the pockets. He's been able to stand back there and pick the defense apart.
Now Clark finding some space, and he's going to throw it deep out to Wood. Did he catch that ball? And they're going to say he did catch it. And what an amazing catch from Hunter Wood up and over the defender. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, an old coach of mine, Josh McKeel, he used to say, players make plays. Well, yeah, Wood made that play. Sometimes as a quarterback, you just want to throw it up to your guy, give him a chance. And he did just that, even in these wet conditions. Came down with a phenomenal catch. I don't know if ESPN gets that or not, but that'll be a top play if they find that one out.
They better find that play. That was a brilliant catch. And now the handoff to Jaden Becks, who finds the space, makes a cut, and touchdown Missouri State. Jaden Becks on the rush, and they're going to tack on another 6 for the Bears.
Yeah, great job by Bex. Again, we talked about him being that shifty side-to-side running back, and he made one or two guys miss there. I think he'd make somebody miss in a phone booth. So heck of a run there, and there was nobody left. Once he made that initial linebacker miss, there was really no other option. The receivers did a good job of blocking downfield. There was a block there in the end zone that kind of was the reason for that touchdown. So great run after a huge catch to make the 14-6.
And now Yusuf Obeid makes another PAT. He's now 38 for 38. And now your current score is Missouri State 14, Murray State 6. A little bit chippy out there.
Yeah.
J.K. Carter for the Racers. And that kick was launched. Carter going to take it out. And he's going to get brought down at the 19-yard line. And players starting to get a little bit chippy out there.
Yeah, and if
for 76 yards so far this game, and now he's going to hand it off to Northington, who's going to break a tackle and gain 5 on the run. And now Johansson faking the handoff to Northington, trying to find some space, and he's going to get tackled at the 24-yard line.
Which is why he got sacked. It was actually a receiver coming open if he'd have kept his eyes downfield.
Now Johansson fires one and doesn't get it to go. That was for Elijah Downing.
There's a chance for Missouri State to go up 21-6 and really take control of this football game. So concerning that you've seen kind of the similar pattern from Murray State week after week.
And Wood's going to call a fair catch there on that punt from O'Hara. And Missouri State going to start around the 28-yard line for their next drive.
They're going to try to make it a long, sustained drive to continue to wear down the defense, or they're going to try to take a quick play over the top.
And Clark gets it out to Wood. Looks like he had a little bit of a collision with Jacardier right in the backfield. I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication or what, but Wood still finding a way to get a few yards.
Yeah, it looked like on that one, because they were in the pistol, looked like that's one that the quarterback and running back, they just need to be on the same page of, hey, I'm going to throw this out to this bubble screen, stay back there, don't get in my way, and I don't think there was communication there. But somehow wound up being a 4-yard gain, which, it's not the end of the world for the Bears.
And Wood turning nothing into something, that's what he can do, and that's why he's the leading receiver for the Bears. Now Clark dropping back. And he's going to hit Wood again for another first down. And Wood catching that at the 45-yard line. And this is exactly what we've been talking about. That Clark to Wood connection is lethal.
Yeah, I think if you're Murray State, I think that Missouri State's clearly found the guy that they're going to try to target all game, and that's Wood. So if you're Murray State, I think that's the focus. Try to figure out a way to stop Wood and let somebody else beat you, because clearly Wood can. So 2 or 3 amazing catches so far in this game that have led to this early lead for the Bears.
Now Clark going to hand it to Wright, and Wright finding some space down the field. Jacardier Wright breaks another tackle. And Wright's going to get down all the way to the 25-yard line, and what a run from Jacardier Wright.
Tell you what, that's a great job, great play call and great play design by Missouri State. So when that running back's on your left side, obviously the tendency is for the runs to be to the right because you're in the shotgun. That one they actually stayed on the same side. So the running back was on the left. They actually ran power back to the left. The defense for Murray State flowed to the right. There was nobody home on the left side of that defense. Great play call, great play design.
And Clark's going to get swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage, and Murray State going to find a key sack.
Finally brought a little bit of pressure here if you're Murray State's defense. I think that's what they're going to have to do. I think they're just going to have to live with some of the big plays over the top. They're going to have to get Clark uncomfortable in the pocket, and that's a start there if you're Murray State. You want to try to hold them to a field goal here to continue to be within arm's reach of this lead. So, again, I think that you're going to have to start bringing pressure, get Clark uncomfortable, and again, make these receivers continue to win these one-on-one battles, which they've proven that they can.
Mason out in motion to the wide side. Clark going to drop back. He's going to find Jacardier Wright with nothing but green grass. Is he going to get there? Or was he just shy? Officials pondering this one. And it looks like he's going to be down around the 3-yard line. Or, nope, sorry, they called that a touchdown. Officials late to throw up their hands.
Down the sideline, but a great job by Clark. Wright's going to get all the credit, but a good job by Clark holding on to the ball just a little bit longer, long enough to get a throwing lane for the running.
Missouri State starting to put together a good performance in half number 1, and the kick underway. Back to receive is J.K. Carter, and Carter's going to take it out around the 25-yard line, find some space, and he's going to get hit hard at the 27-yard line.
You get a stop and another score, and then you get 2 possessions back-to-back coming out of halftime. So a big drive here in this game.
And Clark going to connect with Carter for a gain of 6 yards and a good throw and catch to start the drive.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you've seen from Missouri State, really and truly. Just an easy pitch and catch from a quarterback to receiver standpoint. And Murry State, hey, they're not shying away from their game plan. They're going to go fast and try to get points on the board.
And the pass to Juice Hill, they're going to say incomplete. That ball hit the ground, and that's going to be one Hill is going to wish he has back.
And sustain some of these drives.
Hill out to the right side. Johansson's going to take the snap, finds Kaiwan Morgan, and Morgan hit hard. And he's going to get out to the 38-yard line, and that's going to be a first down, Murry State.
Murry State, you're able to play with a little bit more tempo here and try to go get a score on the board.
And Johansson's just going to take it himself and get swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage around the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that's the same play they ran those first 2 plays of the game, if you remember, with the running back running to the outside, quarterback reading that defensive end and coming back the other way. That's 2 times in a row now that Johansson's had to keep it because that defensive end flies upfield, and there's nothing going on in the interior for Johansson to have any running room.
Johansson going to send Morgan in motion, and a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be an offsides. False start on the offense.
Stay clean for both teams here like they've done in the first 25 minutes.
And Johansson now back, finds Carter over the middle. And
go for this as long as they don't take a negative play here. You've got to try to sustain a drive and go get a touchdown if you're Murry State.
And Johansson gets it out to Neely. And Cade Neely, the tight end, going to find their first third down conversion of the game. Johansson taking the snap, going to fake the handoff. And he's going to fire it out. It looks like that's going to be a first down. No, just shy. About a yard short.
Forwards, that's a 20-25-yard pass.
And this is going to be a free play. Offsides on Missouri State. And the toss up to Carter. And Carter just not ready for that ball. But that is a free play, and the Racers are going to find themselves with a first down.
You can't settle for a field goal.
Let's see what the Racers draw up. Johansson going to fire another one deep. And a flag on the play. Let's see what the officials call. And the Racers getting another break here. And that pass interference is going to be on Missouri State. That is number 9, Dylan Dixon. Johansson in the shotgun, double wing formation with the tight ends. Jumper out to the right, Neely to the left. And he gets the go-ahead from the official. And it looks like he gets another free play. Gets another bear to jump off sides and just going to throw it up to Carter as they edge closer to the red zone. And now the handoff to Qdarius Jennings, who finds an opening. And he's going to get tackled inside the 5.
Territory here to get this game within a touchdown reach.
And now in motion is Elijah Downing. And Johansson going to throw it to Cade Neely. And touchdown, Murry State Racers, Cade Neely with the reception. That's Neely's 3rd touchdown on the year, and it's been a common theme for him to just find a way in the defense. And a fake PAT, and into the end zone is O'Hara. Tom O'Hara running it in himself. That's the Racer punter. Nothing but green grass and gets into the end zone, and some great trickery there by the Racers. Now 21-14 and only a touchdown and a PAT away from tying this back up. Your current score, Missouri State 21, Murray State 14. We'll get right back to you after the break. You're watching ESPN+. A touchdown on a fake field goal last week before the end of the first half. The Racers clearly took note of that, added it to the game plan, and it paid off huge right there. And now the Bears are going to start at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Racer special teams coordinator of the offensive line, and not much pressure by Missouri State's defense, not much effort, and so Missouri State took advantage of it.
And now Clark looking to respond, and he's going to get it out to the backup tight end. That is Gary Clinton on the reception.
Yeah, good job by Clark there. It was 3 receivers down to the bottom of the screen, and he went through his progressions on the right side. There really wasn't much there, and a good job by the tight end. He actually went in, and then when Clark gave him eyes, he whipped it back out, and there was nobody left over there. So just a good job of being patient in the pocket, and a good job by the tight end of being patient in his route as well.
And Clark's going to take the snap, give it to Bex. And Jaden Beck's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Did he get enough for the first down?
Break, so could either be a 21-21 type game or a 28-14 game. Two totally different scenarios here.
Missouri State with 13 personnel. And Bex is just going to run right to the wide side and going to get out at the 41-yard line. And just a great design play for the Bears. And now doubles formation. Clark dropping back. And he's going to find Wood over the middle. And another diving grab for Hunter Wood.
Another great play. But another great play design. And just there was just really nobody over top of Wood.
And we are now reaching our 2-minute timeout. We'll get right back to you after the break. You're watching ESPN+. Wood connection has been looking so strong here in the first half. And now Wood in motion. And Clark. And Darian Goodrum. A great sack behind the line of scrimmage and a huge loss for the Bears.
Yeah, great job by the Racer defense. And honestly, kind of surprised here that Coach Wright's not taking a timeout. Again, Missouri State gets the ball coming out of halftime, so you want to preserve some time here and try to get the ball back before halftime. So a little surprised with that negative play that Coach Wright's.
And that was Goodrum, the Western Kentucky transfer. And what a dominant player he can be. Now Clark going to hit Robinson. And he's going to go down immediately. That's only going to be about a gain of 1 yard. And now Clark with a deep third down opportunity here. And he's going to step back and fires it to Wood over the middle. And Wood almost get there but doesn't, down around the 35-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And the question here is, are the Bears going to go for it?
Yeah, and with it being 4th down, I would be shocked if Missouri State doesn't maybe try a hard count, something like that, to dwindle the clock down, maybe try to get a free play.
And it looks like they are going to go for it. Trips to the right side.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any intent on snapping. It looks like they might actually run a play here, but, yeah, I would have been shocked if they'd have gone up there and snapped it that quick.
And Clark fields the low snap. And touchdown, Missouri State. That ball was perfectly placed. And that is going to be wide receiver Dash Luke on the reception. Dash Luke, a guy who hasn't gotten too many receptions this year, but he makes that one count and scores the touchdown. Just a great play from the Bears. And how about that QB wide receiver connection again? Clark having another phenomenal game tonight.
Hey, that was a good pass by Clark, but honestly, Lovey Jenkins was in a good spot for the Murray State defense. He just lost track of where the football was. Honestly, when he threw it, I thought it was going to be picked off. But a huge momentum shift in this game. Obviously, Coach Wright was aggressive with those timeouts, wanting to get the ball back. Thought it was the right decision by him. But you 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18, you allow them to get 16 yards on that 3rd down. You know, that's the result you get. Now you give that quarterback another chance to go score before the half, and that's what good quarterback play does. So get a sack or a fumble, something like that. So cautiously aggressive, if that makes sense.
And now J.K. Carter returning the kick. He's going to bring it out, find some space down the middle, and gets tackled around the 21-yard line. Johansson, 13 of 18 for 123 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad first half so far for Johansson. And now Johansson finding some space, and he's just going to run out of bounds at the 23-yard line. A smart decision there.
They get enough yardage here in the next 2 plays.
And Johansson's going to hand it to Qdarius Jennings. And Jennings off to the races, gets out to the 47-yard line. And Johansson taking the snap. And he's going to fire one deep to Kai Galbraith. And Galbraith gets the first down at the 35-yard line. And a great play from the Murray State Racers last week. And let's see if he can kick another 50-plus yarder here. He's got the distance, and it is good. Right down the uprights for James London. What an impressive kick. And another 3 points tacked on for Murray State at the end of the half. And now your score at the end of half number 1, Missouri State 28, Murray State 17. Half number 2 is coming up after the break. We'll get back to you're watching ESPN+.
Comfortable in the second half because he's so good that that you got to make him uncomfortable and give him some things to think about and give him a little happy feet in the pocket. So we'll see if Murray State changes up their defensive strategy here in the second half.
Now someone who hasn't had any catches so far in this game, Deontay Key, number 84 on the right side, had a touchdown last week. And they're going to start with a handoff to Jacardier Wright up the middle. Clark in the shotgun, trying to find an open man, and he hits Deontay Key, and Key breaks a tackle, and he finds his way down to the 32-yard line, and that's exactly what I was saying. Deontay Key is someone that they need to get involved in this offense, and they found him early here in half number 2. I formation for the Bears. Mason in motion, and now Clark going to hand it to Wright, and Wright's going to get stopped just in front of the line of scrimmage. Maybe about an inch on that play.
3rd and 4th quarter left to go. So big start to the second half there by Murray State.
And a near blocked punt. And Juice Hill is just going to let that one bounce. But some great defense there on that punt. Murray State has blocked out Johansson. Getting his team started. Going to hand it to Northington. And Northington, nothing but green grass for Northington. To the 50, to the 40, and he's going to get dragged out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and a phenomenal run from Jawan Northington, and the Racers have found some life in half number 2. And now the Racers with all the momentum, and Johansson looking to fire one up to Jennings, and that just wasn't the right read. I think he had Juice Hill open on the right side.
One of those you just trust the coaching staff that it's going to be there. Wasn't there. Hey, live to fight another down. Play on second down.
And now the handoff to Northington. And Northington going to break another tackle. And he's going to get just in front of the line of scrimmage. And an empty set for the Racers. Now how about Northington? 4 attempts for 86 yards and that 55-yard run. Averaging 21.5 yards a carry this game. So impressive from Northington. They got to find a way to continue to give him the ball. But now, looking is Johansson finding Juice Hill over the middle. And the Racers now have the ball at the 6-yard line, and another scoring opportunity here.
Just a little dig on the backside of the route there, and let's see if Murray State can't punch it in.
And Jaden Johansson is just going to do it himself, doesn't get touched, and 6 tacked onto the board for the Racers. Off the 7-point play. And he's just going to put that right through the uprights. And now your score is Missouri State 28, Murray State 24. The Racers have clawed their way back, starting to find some life. And we'll get back to you after the break. You are watching ESPN+.
Yeah, and for Coach Beard and the Bears team, that's about the worst case start for the second half there, with a 3-and-out on defense.
And a big return. And he's going to get out around the 24. That was Jaden Becks on the return.
Yeah, so now they're in a dogfight with Murray State, which is not what they expected.
And Clark, 17 of 21, 241 yards so far. And there, the handoff to Jacardier Wright, going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry.
In the second half.
And now an empty backfield for Clark. He's going to get the signal from the sidelines. And Clark going to fire to Robinson, and Robinson with a drop, a short little hitch route, and he couldn't hang on to that ball.
Looks like Murray State may be bringing pressure here on the safety blitz by number 1. So let's see if that gets home and gets a little heat on Clark to get him uncomfortable.
Another empty set for the Bears. They've been running that all game. And Clark's going to get it out to Wood, who's not going to hang on. And great defense from Murray State, but a flag on the field. And it looks like the penalty might be on Tyson Miguez.
Yeah, let's see. And Miguez was the one that we kind of highlighted that was looking like a blitz. Couldn't really tell in a replay if he got a late hit or not.
Miguez did not look happy. And that's why he got a roughing the passer call.
Too many chances. He's probably going to take advantage of them.
And Clark's going to give it to Becks. Becks with a spin move, and Becks! Becks is going to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Missouri State, Jaden Becks. A 39-yard touchdown. And take a look at this replay. A nice spin move there, and he was just off to the races.
Yeah, great job by Becks there. Again, I think the Missouri State's going to lean into the run game here in the second half. Becks is the guy that's kind of taken over in the backfield, has able to had a few explosive plays. Again, that's a killer penalty on the play before, and it's just so funny that you get a big penalty like that, and the next play it's a 60 or 70-yard touchdown run. So pretty huge turn of events there from Missouri State, and on the roughing the passer penalty from Murray State. 35-24, 9:57 left, heading into the break.
Difficulties, my mic cut out on that Jaden Becks touchdown, but that is the second score for Becks tonight, and that brings our score 35-24 in the way of Missouri State. And now Missouri State back to kick the ball, and returning is J.K. Carter for the Racers. And now Carter's going to field the kick. Past the 20, and Carter finds a seam and gets down all the way to the 36-yard line. Jumper in the wing, Johansson back in shotgun. And the handoff to Kaiwan Morgan. And Morgan going to pick up a good 4 yards on that play.
And, of course, we're going to play with some tempo here.
And now Johansson's going to throw it out. And a nice little screen pass and a hurdle. And what a great play. That was Marcus Floyd Jr. Mike's up in the booth, so if you can't hear Casey for a while, we're trying to get that fixed. And Johansson now looking deep. Juice Hill wide open down the field. And Justice Hill going to gritty his way into the end zone for a Racer score.
It's not going to count.
And now the Racer's going to get up to 30 points. The ref is, of course, going to throw that flag, but a wide open Juice Hill and a great strike from Johansson. And, of course, that gritty is what's going to draw the flag.
15.
And they called an unsportsmanlike on J.K. Carter.
Prior to scoring in college football now, if you get a penalty prior to scoring, that they'll take the touchdown off the board, as you see here. So looks like because he did the gritty in the end before the end zone, a touchdown got taken off the board.
And now on the handoff is Qdarius Jennings going to have a gain of about 1.5 yards.
These type of games, hard to overcome.
And a very costly mistake from Juice Hill there. Now Kaiwan Morgan going to get down to the 1 yard line here. And Johansson's going to hand it back to Morgan, who gets swallowed up at the 3 yard line. And Johansson in motion, the direct snap to Northington, and Northington finds tight end Caden Jumper for the touchdown. And Caden Jumper with his first touchdown reception of the season.
A little jump pass on the goal line, pulling out all the stops here to try to get a big victory over a ranked team.
And James London's going to finish it off. And that will bring our score to 35-31, still in the way of Missouri State. We'll get right back to you after the break. You're watching ESPN+. Good score for the Racers, now bringing it to a 4-point game. And this is where the Bears got to be on alert. They're probably feeling a little bit nervous now.
Yeah, obviously a ton of time left in the game. But, hey, momentum's on Murray State's side. Obviously, again, that's kind of the concern if you're Missouri State. Weather's getting a little bit more dicey as the game goes. Heck of a return.
And that's Bex breaking out into open space and to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Jaden Bex, a kick return to respond to Murray State. And what an amazing response the Bears have just made right there.
I'll tell you what, the stars are shining bright for Missouri State today.
And that will stand. No flag on the play. However, they will be receiving a 15-yard penalty for sideline infringement. I think they just had too many guys on the sideline, coaches on the white line. You have to be behind the white line.
It's on the field, or like you said, in the white sideline. And the ref, of course, he's watching the game, so anytime he makes contact with a coach, automatic flag there, 15 yards. So that's probably what happened there. Again, nobody probably did anything intentional, but as soon as you make contact with the ref as he's trying to run down the sideline, you're going to get a 15-yard penalty. Kind of Murray State's getting in their own way a little bit, but also Missouri State, what good teams do, they capitalize on mistakes from the other team. So kudos to the Bears so far.
And a squib kick here going to be fielded by Tyler Wilms for the Racers. Just jumping on that ball.
Success on the ground here in the second half, so let's see if they continue that.
And Qdarius Jennings with the ball. Going to make a nice cut, get upfield. That was a gain of 9 on the play.
Like a big body, similar to a guy that I played with, Tyler Evans. We called him Catfish, but number 90, big guy, clogged up the middle there. So similar type player, and Murray State's been struggling to run it when he's been in the game. Took a shot there on second down. So now you got third and short coming up.
And now Johansson facing some pressure, tries to get it out to Cade Neely, and incomplete. A near interception from the Bears.
Maybe some confusion on Missouri State's side. Let's see if they got 12 guys on the field. Nope. Timeout Missouri State before that penalty occurred.
And O'Hara back to punt, and he is just going to boot that one down the field. And that ball is going to land at the 1 yard line. Kayvon Reed there to down the ball, and a great punt for O'Hara, giving the Bears really tough field position on their side of the ball.
On top 15, top 20 teams in the country, you've got to make those plays, and that's what Missouri State's done.
Now Missouri State from their own 1 yard line. Racers bringing the pressure. And that's just going to be a simple handoff up the middle to Jacardier Wright, and he's going to pick up 4 yards on the play. A good rush there from the 1 yard line.
Anything outside of 1 or 2 first downs is just really just icing on the cake. So we'll see what Missouri State can do with this poor
and
field
Clark's
position.
going to get it out to Robinson, and Robinson finding some space down the field, breaks a tackle, and Robinson down at the 41 yard line. And another great connection there for Missouri State.
Catch with Wood, some of those amazing catches that he's made early in the game.
And that is one area that Jody Wright said in his press conference that they are struggling with. The defensive backs for this Murray State team have been struggling with staying in coverage and making tackles. A lot of arm tackles coming out of this defensive back group, and right there you see Robinson broke probably 3 or 4 tackles on that play. Now Clark getting the signal from his coach. And in motion is Wood. Now Clark looking back to the left side and a wide open Jacardier right. And right now to the 20, a hurdle and into the end zone. Jacardier right for the Missouri State touchdown. A sensational catch and run.
Touchdown number 9, Jacardier.
Replay coming in.
You know, everybody steals plays from other folks, and obviously they've had this in the playbook. But Murray State tried to run this play earlier in this quarter on the throwback, on a little rollout throwback to the running back. Missouri State's defense was sniffed that one out. In this instance, Murray State, their defense didn't sniff it out. Great play call by Missouri State. The running back just leaked out of the backfield on the play on the little rollout. And obviously what he did after the catch on that hurdle was pretty impressive. A little concern there. I don't know. I know we didn't get it on camera, but Clark was down on the field for a few seconds there. Not sure if he I know he took a big hit, but not sure if he's seriously injured or if maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. But that's something to monitor here as the game unfolds. But obviously a huge play. Now it's an 18-point lead for Missouri State. Kind of, yeah, when you talk about especially a new coaching staff, new team, things like that, and you always hear the terms learning how to win, and I think you've kind of seen that this game is the mistakes and the key mistakes in key moments have really hit. He'll be the guy leading them into that charge and hoping to make a name for themselves in Conference USA.
And that pass is going to get deflected. He was looking for J.K. Carter on the curl.
Yeah, I think that was my man.
First season in that no-huddle type offense with under Jody Wright's coaching. And he tries to find Juice Hill, and Hill couldn't hang on to that ball.
This drive, now you're 3rd and 10. Missouri State can pin the rears back and rush the passer.
And now Johansson looking for Carter, and that's going to be intercepted. Lamondre Joe, who had an interception last week against Southern Illinois, gets another one against the Racers.
Yeah, that was just a predetermined pass, I think, there by Johansson. If you look at the replay there, really two guys probably could have gotten that one. Looked like a dig route, 15-yard dig route by the outside receiver. And, again, I think it was just kind of predetermined, hey, I'm going to go there. He had plenty of time in the pocket, but that safety just sat on it. That's probably just scouting, something that they know, hey, on 3rd and long, this is a route combination that they go to a bunch. And the safety was sitting right there waiting for it.
And now great field position for Missouri State. Clark going to have another opportunity to put some more points on the board. And I know you were wondering if he was a little shaken up after the last drive, and he seems to be just fine out there. At the 35-yard line is the Bears. And now Clark going to fire one out to Robinson. And once more, Robinson's going to find some space, and he's going to get taken down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line.
Transition to the FBS level, but they're skill position players, and that's what's running backs, tight ends, receivers. Those guys can play FBS football right now. These guys can make people miss. Pretty shifty, big guys. So been very impressed with the receiver group today. Clark's got some dudes to throw to.
Yes, he does. And now in 13 personnel, Mason in motion, and Beck's going to get nowhere. And that's going to be Cross on the tackle.
It kind of puts the game away.
Another empty backfield for Clark. They've been running that all game. And he's going to fire it to Wood, and Wood's going to get nowhere. And now trips to the left side for the Bears. Clark gets the snap, looking for Mason. No, he's going to find Bex in a near interception. Are they going to call it an interception? Yes, they are. That's going to be Davon Martin, the DB for Murray State. And a fantastic rip-away interception for Martin.
Yeah, great play, right? See if Murray State can take advantage.
That's Clark's 6th interception on the season. However, 24 passing touchdowns, so still a fantastic number. And a great run out here for Murray State.
All game.
3 receivers to the wide side. Johansson going to get it back to Jennings. And Jennings with a hurdle of his own. But
hitting the old wide jump button.
And Johansson drops back, and he finds Clark. for a short gain, about 3 yards on the play. Johansson takes the snap. He's looking for Clark over the middle, and they connect. Or J.K. Carter, sorry, with the grab. And Carter, again, a 20 on the play. Another first down for the Racers, and they are rolling here.
So, you know, you wish right there you would have gotten a snap off before the fourth quarter, but at least Murray State, hey, they're in the game, and we got a close enough game in the fourth quarter where either team, depending on the mistakes made, can come away with a victory.
Both teams over 400 total yards. Missouri State 483 and Murray State 418. Jaden Johansson with an opportunity here for the Racers, and he's going to get sacked, brought down way beyond the line, and great defense from the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've called my man out now. This is the third time. Smithson with another big play in the backfield. I mean, he's a spitting image of the guy I played with, my man Catfish. So he's been a disruptor on the interior, and even with Murray State, that was a max protection. They were blocking 7 and still was able to still allowed a sack. So not ideal if you're offensive coordinator Jimmy Ogle and how that play was drawn up. So obviously, when you max protect, you want to be able to at least block the interior guys.
The Racers with a bunch to the left. They're going to give it to Jennings. And Jennings going to get brought down beyond the line of scrimmage. In 2 straight.
8 guys deep to just try to keep everything in front of them.
Johansson is having his best passing game of the season so far. And he completes another one right there, only going to gain about 2 yards.
Like we talked about on that first down, you have 7 guys in protection, you still manage to get somebody loose for a sack. And then even on that one, they only rushed 3. Defensive end beats the left tackle there. He has to throw it quick. So pretty
in the third and fourth quarter here. And Clark now with another opportunity. The last time they started from deep in their own territory, they turned it into a score. And so let's see if they can repeat that same kind of success. Robinson in motion. And the handoff to Wright. Wright's going to break a tackle and get down at the 10-yard line.
Get that clock running to get out of Murray with a victory.
12.5 minutes left in this contest. And I'm sure Missouri State is probably just thinking to themselves, you know, don't try anything too crazy. And I say that as he finds a deep shot to Robinson, who's going to break a tackle and get down around the 30. But see, I guess this just do that on first down.
Yeah, and you know, when you're thinking run, if you're Murray State on defense, you get a hard play action like they just. It's going to be hard for Murray State to mount a comeback if they can't get a stop here in the next few minutes.
And now Clark going to get it back out to Robinson. And a spin move and a nice little juke. And he's going to get down at about the 38-yard line. And just a nice pitch and catch there for the Bears.
A whole lot more confident when you call some of these pass plays when you're in that 4-minute milk the clock type offense.
And that is rare. Most teams would just try to run the ball to get rid of the clock. But that, as you said, that just shows the confidence that they have in Clark. This is why he's an All-American nominee. And he's going to get it out to Lance Mason. And Mason's going to get tackled around the 40-yard line. And another first down for the Bears.
Yeah, that was just a simple stick concept. So you're literally your tight end there. He's just running 5 yards, turning around, and you know, I'm sure is thinking when he's up there calling plays, is, hey, this is just a run for us because we know it's an easy completion. So again, shows the confidence and the ability of Clark to continue to make smart decisions.
Clark taking the snap, just going to hand it off to Wright with a monster stiff arm. And Wright makes it back to the line of scrimmage, what should have been a loss of 4 or 5. He's going to find his way back in just a great, strong run.
You know, and those are the frustrating plays if you're a defensive play caller. You dial up the perfect blitz, perfect play. Your guy's there to make the play for a 5-6 yard loss. Wright stiff arms. It look like Derrick Henry a little bit right there. Is able to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. So instead of 2nd and 16, you're 2nd and 10, and you're still a little bit on script. You don't have to kind of waver from the 4-minute offense.
And now still 2nd and 10 for the Bears. Wood in motion. And now Clark going to get it back to his tight end, and Lance is going to make his way all the way down to the 14-yard line. And Lance Mason has just been so good for these Bears. He is the second receiver on this team as far as yards go, and right there, just a great catch and run.
Yeah, and just a little bootleg play right there, kind of lost the tight end. And what I want to do, and you can tell they're a well-coached football team, James Blackstrain right there, who's had a few big catches in the game. And I've seen a few guys do this for Missouri State. Instead of making that blindside block and causing your team 15 yards, he just sticks his hand up in the air, makes that guy run around him, and it allowed Mason to get an extra 10 or 15 yards.
And now Jacardier Wright is going to bully his way into the end zone for another Missouri State score.
So Missouri State went 99 yards on the last drive, 95 yards on this drive to really just put the dagger in the Racers. You know, the game was close, and I believe it all turned. I think it was 35-31 maybe, and then Missouri State kicked the door in and hadn't let Murry get control back of the game.
And there's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Murray State. That's going to. And as you said, that kick return touchdown really took the win out of Murray State's sails. What they needed to do when they got the ball back was to try and keep that same momentum that they had already built themselves up. And it did seem like they just came out a little bit flat. They couldn't mentally get over the fact that they let up those easy points. 3,100 yards, which is such an impressive number for Clark in this offense.
Personal foul. Defense roughing the snapper. That penalty is enforced on the kickoff.
One, and now set to kick are the Bears, and back to return is Tyler Wilms, who picked up the ball, and he gets a few extra yards. And Murray State now starting at the 36-yard line. Neely in motion. And Johansson fumbles the snap, and it's going to be recovered from what it looks like Missouri State, but we'll see what the officials say. And coming up with it is number 2.
Somebody falls on him, so that's those turnovers that Murray State's avoided all game finally come back to bite them.
And look at this, Missouri State putting in some new faces into the game. Clark is no longer the quarterback.
Have your guys ready, especially those backup guys at a premium position like this.
Brock Bagazi is a transfer out of Marist.
Number 22.
3 receivers out to the left side. And he's going to dump it off to his back. And they're going to get about 6 or 7 on the play.
Yeah, same. Not trying to do anything that potentially could, make some crazy comeback and give Murray State life. Smart play call, just kind of conservative, giving him a chance to kick a field goal.
And this field goal would bring the score to 59-31. And it does. It goes in. And 3 more points on the board for the Bears. 6 minutes left in the game. Murray State, not much time to climb back into this one at a 28-point deficit. Some new faces in the game, and try to save your guys like Johansson and Carter and Hill to be healthy for that big matchup they have next week. Because obviously Kentucky's going to be an even better team than Missouri State, so you want to make sure everybody stays healthy. So that is something to consider. And now Carter's going to just slide down at the 24-yard line.
Played Steve Adams. We used to have 500-600 names up on the board of guys that we were recruiting or staying after. So kudos to Missouri State and how they've done and built that program from what Bobby Petrino kind of left over.
Backfield. Morgan now in motion. And Johansson's going to look for Neely. Incomplete.
In a game like this, those are the things that you're trying to debate. Okay, what do we show? What do we hold back that maybe we were thinking about showing late in this game?
And Johansson going deep to J.K. Carter, and Carter got a couple of hands on it and just couldn't bring it in.
Missouri State was able to make some plays in the red zone defensively and offensively, and Murray State just wasn't. So that's kind of been the key to the game. That's why that game went from 35-31 to 59-31 in a blink of an eye.
And the fair catch from Wood is going to take us to media. You are watching MVC football. Missouri State 59, Murray State 31. Score, Missouri State 59, Murray State 31. And Bagazi still at quarterback for the Bears. Handoff there to Khalil.
Not super close, so they're okay running a few extra plays and not just worried about milking the clock. So we'll see who Missouri State tries to get the ball in their hands, see what they, as a coach, you're really thinking, hey, let's see what so-and-so can do, and let's see what if he can make some plays for us. So just to, again, build that depth for late this season, and then moving into next year, know who can play and who can't.
And a strong run there up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 4. Iverson Young on the carry. Not every single player on this team is going to stay here when they go FBS. With these new transfer portal rules and how everything's working, a lot of these players are on the chopping block and have to prove themselves. So here out on the field right now, this is where you prove that I belong on this field, and when you guys go to Conference USA next year, I'm going to still have a spot on the team.
It's so nice to be at the FBS level, is those extra scholarships, more bodies, more depth. Especially in the O-line and D-line, that's where it matters a lot. So you can take advantage of that.
Now he can sling the rock, and if they let him air it out, you'll see exactly what I mean.
During 4-string, I mean, we're going to play hard, we're going to have some fun, and that's the concern right here. Is
and a big fumble, and that is a costly mistake. And this is not what you wanted to see out of these young players. And a nice run there. Welcome back to Roy Stewart Stadium. The 2-minute timeout is now over and action is getting underway. And the punt from O'Hara, and fair caught by Wood. And now the Missouri State Bears going to have one last drive here. And you got to wonder if they're just going to try and run out the clock here at the end of the game. And Missouri State just going to take a knee and put this game away, as the clock will now start running down to the finish. One interception, once more proving why he's an All-American candidate. Now, Johansson did not have a bad, and he's been so good all season as well. And with that knee, the clock is going to run and the game is going to be over. Your final score, Missouri State 59, Murray State 31. Now, Casey, what are your final remarks?
Yeah, impressive by Missouri State. This is a game, what they call a trap game, where you've got two games, you know, a game or two that are big on deck. And a lot of times you can overlook an opponent like Murray State. And Missouri State, they did let the Racers hang around just a little bit, but kudos to them. When they needed to make plays, they made them. And those are the type of games that a lot of teams that aren't as mature as Missouri State let the Racers hang around and potentially win that game, and Missouri State didn't do that. So credit to Coach Beard and his staff for an impressive performance tonight.
So for Casey Brockman, I am Drayton Charlton Perrin saying so long from Murray, Kentucky, where the final score is Missouri State 59, Murray State 31. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.